to certain areas.
Where can't you go?
I can go everywhere. However, I can't go without a sense of fear. Without a sense of
Where couldn't you go with
apprehension.
fear? Without fear?
Um,
Well, you don't feel nervous coming here to
Oh,
regions, do you?
no,
Okay, so if you said, get on a train and go to High Barnet, would you feel nervous?
It's buses, it's not even trains.
On a bus. So you said get on a bus and go to Barnet, for example.
Just going.
But would you feel
Cross,
nervous?
Anywhere. Yes, because
You would.
we're almost made to feel as if we should stay in our own areas. We should be locked up, from what's beyond just a couple bus stops.
And your area is Catford.
Yes.
And if you went to Peckham,
yes, I would fear for my safety.
I
wouldn't fear for my safety too much to the point where I wouldn't go, but I would be a bit apprehensive. Could something potentially happen? Will they recognise that I'm not from around this area?
But hang on, I mean you're lovely and it's great seeing you, but you're not Angelina Jolie. How are they meant to know you? How's anyone meant to know whether you come from Peckham or not?
These young boys, it does shake through the community. This is what I mean. It just even though we all become, it's a ripple effect. The people at the front directly involved in these incidents, who the rival gangs will know, they get hit the hardest. However, it shakes throughout the whole community. Although I'm not directly involved in these incidents, it does bring.
Does that mean you might not go to Peckham because you would be scared?
No,
you would go.
It would never be that.
You would be scared.
Yes, I would.
That someone would attack you. Okay, there's a great deal of blowing of the nose going on, which is never a good thing right next to a microphone, but we can't help that. It's this time of the year. Let me bring you in. What about your take on this, Anil?
Well, personally, I feel, as Takisha was saying, that how when it comes to knife crime, and what Joshua was also saying, it's all due to status and social influence. I believe social influence is a big key factor.
What do you mean by social influence?
Social influence, well, I personally feel and believe that the older generation, not necessarily the maybe 30-year-old, but the older generation, what we see, remember, children are very impressionable. So if they're constantly seeing something as a positive, they in return will take it up and start acting out the action. So if they're always seeing, rap videos, glorifying guns, glorifying knives, all these negative, do you understand what I'm saying? If they constantly see this as a positive, they in return, they're bound to take it up. They are bound to take it up. So I just believe it's social influence, really.
I don't know if that is a social influence or not. I mean, people might say, yeah, but what they also see is they see their teachers teaching, they see the doctor making them better when they're ill, they see the pharmacist giving them a pill if they've got a pain, they see the policeman, they see all sorts of people out there, not rappers and artists glorifying that sort of stuff. They see and also you're not stupid. No young people are idiots. Everybody knows there's a difference between fiction and fact. You can watch something about a superhero. You're not going to be Spider-Man when you grow up. You get that there's a difference. And I don't know whether it's true that people are so easily led. Let's ask Joshua. I mean, do you think that is a massive influence and people just want to copy what they've seen on a rap video?
I really think it is a massive influence.
Okay. Because what?
These things, they look interesting.
They look glamorous and attractive.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy once ring my show, and he said his parents both were really, really hard-working parents from the Caribbean originally, and I think his mum was a nurse. His dad worked on the underground, and he said every morning they'd get up really early, they'd go to work, they'd work all day, they'd work really, really hard, didn't earn much money. Life was pretty grim, really, But there were his parents working. And he said, but on the estate was the drug dealer. Boy, was he having a fantastic life. They said he had the best cars, fabulous clothes, gorgeous women. He said this guy was just his role model. I mean, he was his aspiration. He saw this guy, he didn't want the life of his parents, getting up early in the morning, drudging all day, and then coming home absolutely exhausted at night. Didn't fancy it. When he saw the dealer on this day, he thought, now that's a life I really want. And that was a guy, a genuine caller to the show, not all that long ago. And I can see Takisha nodding her head at this one. You can see that, can you?
I really do agree with that point. I strongly believe that young people are influenced by what seems most achievable. When you come from an area where, it's just deprived and disadvantaged, your schools can't afford to take you on trips, there doesn't seem to be much funding, especially with the budget cuts and everything. When you come from an area where the struggle is lack of opportunities, lack of funding, when you see someone who achieves things so easily, almost become driven to want to do that.
And a way into that presumably is gangs. Is that right? That's the way.
I think it's
that's
envy.
the way. Envy.
Because I know if I see someone with nice clothes,
Yeah.
and I wasn't wearing nice clothes, and they have a lot of nice people around them, friends, just all these nice positive things, and I'd want to have that too. And if someone's parents can't afford to buy them that, then people start looking at their own ways to make money.
So,
And once you start looking at your own ways to make money, they look at things like selling drugs. And you can't just go anywhere and start selling drugs. So they start selling drugs on their estate, and there's other dealers on their estate. So that's how they grew.
Right. Okay. And I mean, people listening will be thinking, well, hang on a minute. That's a bit of blowing of the nose going on. It's very attractive to listen to. No, there's nothing we can do about it except explain it, so you don't think it's a weird noise going on. Some people think, look, the way you make money is, and it's a time-honoured way, and it's the way that people in general do it, is, you know, you study like hell at school. I mean, it's a real big fag, you know, you don't necessarily want to, but you do your homework and you learn your stuff, and then it comes to the GCSEs, you pass them, and you know, nobody's paying any fees to go to school, it's all free. You know, you say there's no opportunity, but we have free education in this country. You've got schools with teachers, libraries, laboratories, language laboratories, stages, you know, the school play, there's sports days, there's sports fields. You know, the opportunity is enormous. You get there, you do what you're meant to do, which is your homework, you learn the stuff that you're meant to learn, then you pass your A-levels, off you go to college, you get a student loan, you don't have to pay up front, there's nothing really to pay up front except your living expenses. Our lovely guest earlier is living at home with her mum and dad while she studies law, so that doesn't cost her anything. She's going to be a lawyer, and some people will say that's the way, that's how you do it, that's how you make money, and that you have everybody, whether you're in Peckham or whether you're in Croydon or whether you're in Enfield or wherever, you have this great opportunity, a free education, and if you take it, that's your platform to the rest of the world.
But again, that's all about patience.
Yes, it is. It's about delayed gratification. That's absolutely what it is. You have to put the years in.
That takes very long.
You're right. It does.
And if you have people around you in your environment that are doing that,
Yeah. Can you put your headphones on, ladies and gentlemen? Because we've got a caller. Someone wants to talk to you, so that's good. Thank you very much. All right. You're making an absolutely excellent point. It's about delayed gratification. You've got to study for years, put the years in, and then eventually, at the end of the university, at the end of the degree, you might get a chance to get a job that will make you a decent amount of money, and you might at some point be able to lead a reasonable kind of life and buy the clothes that you want. But you're right, it's in the future.
In some cases, that's available to happen.
Yeah.
But like I said before, this lifestyle of this gang culture is glorified.
Right.
And when you see tons of other people struggling to do the same thing, but you see another man, a drug dealer, making easy money and living this lifestyle that other people are striving so hard to achieve.
Yeah.
You sometimes some boys or some young ladies do fall victim to that mentality, and they come from trauma-based homes as well. These young boys and young females are seeing domestic violence, are witnessing all types of violence. It's not easy.
And that's Amina, Johnny. What do you say, my love?
I said a lot of the times also, a lot of young males especially tend to join gangs due to dysfunctional families.
Yeah, sure.
And that has a great impact, especially on the mind, because psychologically, if you are not strongly based, if you're not grounded, you are bound to become influenced, as I previously said. If you are not based in the way where your father, I know there's a lot of lone parenting right now, especially in London. If the father is not there as guidance to show protection, the child, especially the male child, is bound to go AWOL. He's bound to